Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Cincai Bro Show. I'm Kevin, and of course, once again, it's
It's
Adam.
Adam, but now we have filters on, so that we don't talk as much, so that we won't like curse as much. You think? Nah, I'm just kidding. This is just like our procedure right now since we
Yeah,
yeah
yep. And also, it also helps with the sound. No, I'm lying. I'm lying. Okay,
doesn't, right? Yeah,
it doesn't.
exactly.
So, this week we're talking about the Malaysian movie by Jess Teong, the kid from Big Apple.
Mhm.
So, the kid from Big Apple is a story about this young girl who has lived in New York, the U.S. for most of her life. She's brought to Malaysia to live with her grandfather, and so this is a story about two clashing generations and two clashing cultures
Mhm.
trying to live together, right?
I live together, trying to understand not actually not even trying to understand each other at first. At least for the daughter.
Mm.
She didn't try to understand her grandfather for a while, and then like her grandfather's always telling her like, "Oh, why you like this and all." There's so many times of it, and I could sort of see myself in that situation of like being scolded by my elders.
Mhm.
So I thought that's an interesting. It's really like an interesting premise. So why if like two people from two different generations and two different cultures, they come together, and then they come and you see their relationship blossom. So you see them really conflicted all the time,
Mhm.
and yeah, to see them grow, like I really like this movie. Yeah,
Mm.
really, I'll just say that like this is one of the ones that that really surprised me actually when I first saw it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, I did felt a bit touched by it.
Yeah. It's like I do think it's a bit touching. Yeah, but I don't know. But some I think some I don't know. I think for me, sometimes I feel like I don't know. Is it because when I watched it, I felt like things kind of like come and go. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
the plot points just come and go.
yeah. That's
They introduce a conflict and then they solve it. It kind of it's a bit unconventional. I think maybe that's why I feel it's a bit weird for me the way how
yeah.
how the story is told. I think it's fine, but maybe it just felt a bit weird for me.
Yeah, because I remember seeing this in high school.
Oh,
Like my teacher had a copy of it, and then she showed it to us for class, and then I was like, oh yeah, you know what? Like I kind of dug this, even though it felt like those, it really felt because I feel like all our Malaysian films, we always whether like especially all the Chinese stories, we always cover something around like family, so
mm,
like it's very family centric stuff. So then I was like, okay, you know what, they are really they are like really like decently made. They're really, some of them are really well made. Like some of the stuff here looks pretty gorgeous to look at, and yeah, and sometimes it can get like overdone sometimes, like the melodramaticness of the family might get overdone,
yeah,
but
yeah,
I felt this one was okay. Okay, the kid at first was it started to she started to get on my nerves a bit because like, oh, okay, you know what, like I mean like yeah, you could tell like she was sort of spoiled.
yeah, yeah.
You could tell she was sort of spoiled. By the same time, she just misses New York.
Mhm.
You could at the same time, like, you find out later on that she misses New York. And I feel like, oh shit, like, maybe it does, maybe it is sad for her. Maybe we don't see enough from the child's perspective enough.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then the grandfather trying to connect with his granddaughter, and Dala, he doesn't have a really like great relationship with his daughter
Mhm.
because she ran away to America, for some of you who don't know. Yeah,
Yeah. She ran
yeah,
away to America with a guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then the guy ditched her.
Yeah, and she became a single mother, which
Mhm.
she had to raise a child while she was studying,
Mhm.
and then now she became like what's it called, a fashion designer, right?
Mhm.
A,
Yeah.
a well-renowned one. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, and then now she's working. Now she's in Malaysia working now. And
Mm.
yeah. Um yeah, I really like I really like the whole setting of the place. Like, and like in this whole community, in the whole flats.
Yeah.
There's a whole community there, and yeah, it was really, it was quite heartwarming to look at,
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Like just like thinking back about it, I still remember when I first watched it. I was really touched like by most of the stuff. I was like, ah, yeah, I saw this guy before.
Mm.
Yeah, I could really like see some of these characters brought that I've seen in my own neighborhoods, and I've
Yeah,
seen them
yeah.
on screen. So it was pretty weird, and to see that on screen,
Yes, I was
yeah.
seeing all these like familiar, like you don't familiar faces like you've seen in real life like portrayed in
Mhm.
like some like in your local neighborhood and stuff like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's like I think they really nailed that. Like
Mhm.
the way how the flats look, even like the shop like one of the characters work on. It's like the
Mhm.
like a was it a sundry shop? Is it like
I'm not
a
sure.
is it called a sundry shop? Not sure. I think she is like one of the aunties.
Mhm.
Yeah, the neighbor lah, the seafood's neighbor, and then like the seafood himself is like a he's like a Chinese medicine practitioner.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
He
that's
was.
cool. That's cool. I like
Yeah.
seeing that actually.
Yeah, and then, but you know, the kid from Big Apple, I think it was really like the clash of cultures that really like that really made it very interesting for me, you know,
Mm.
because I always like personally I always felt, you know, I've always grown up with a more Western culture, you know, even though I stayed here my
Yeah,
whole life,
same for me.
I've always felt I always felt from the West, you know, I always felt I was from the Western culture, you know, and trying to connect with older generations, whether my parents or grandparents, they come from a more like they come from a more like Malay side. They come from a more like Malay raised community, and you know, it was nice. It was interesting, and it was scary to see like how some people have to go through it every day.
Mhm.
But like, thank God I don't have to go through it every day. But some people they do have to go through it every day.
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
people they just like forced into staying with one culture instead of like understanding all, you know, all like both cultures, you know.
Mm.
They can't have
Yeah.
the best of both. And yeah, like okay, but to be honest, like this movie, I think where this movie is in fault for me is that they try to follow some of those like Taiwanese like Cantonese dramas, you
Because
know,
the
that
actors are Taiwanese.
yeah, that's
Some of the
yeah,
actors are
yeah.
Taiwanese.
No, but then what like the whole form, the whole like climax, you know, and the music itself. Oh gosh, like really, it's really like the you know the simple piano, you know
Oh
the simple
yes.
piano stuff.
Yeah.
Like you know, it gets repetitive, you know, especially like. And that's really all I hear. But it's a very Eastern Asian thing. It's a very Eastern Asian thing, where it's like Japan or Korea or China, even sometimes like the Malay stuff they also do it. You know, Southeast Asia does this a lot. They
Yeah,
try
very,
to
we love our pianos.
yeah, we all love
Yeah.
our pianos. Like is that like I'm pretty sure that's not the only instrument we can play. Even though like I would love to put a piano as an instrument for my score, but I felt like it's been overdone already. It sounds like something I've heard before.
Yeah,
You
it's
know.
like it's familiar ground. It's like they kind of want you to feel like
Mm-hmm.
that,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
exactly. So yeah, and yeah, I mean, I might be very nitpicky here, but yeah, the piano thing, the piano thing, like yeah, I know it's kind of overdone, and then like towards the end, you find out there's a bit of a twist. There's a bit of twist, and then you're just like, oh, okay, yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah, that happened. Then you're just like, oh yeah, like yeah, because in the end of the movie, they did fly back to New York, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that was a bit sad for the grandfather. That was a bit
Mm.
sad for the grandfather. Then, but I also watched the sequel to
Oh,
that.
I didn't see a sequel.
Yeah, I saw the sequel in cinemas also.
Oh,
Yeah, I saw it
that's nice.
in cinemas, and yeah, that one was a full on Cantonese Taiwanese drama.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was really like full on. They just
I
like
know they switched the actress for the mother.
yeah, they did. So that was like it just she doesn't look familiar.
Yeah, it's like I was watching the trailer. It's like, wait a minute, who is this woman? Oh, it's the mom. You know.
I guess yeah, but yeah, the but then, like I think in that movie, like really the grandfather, like he in that movie he really sold it. In this one,
Mm.
obviously,
I think he worked
I
with what he had.
yeah,
He worked with what we
what
had.
what you had, but I think really in this one he really shines. You know, like you
Mm.
know how he feels very restricted, and he feels like you know he has to change so much. You know, for the future generation, and like how
Yeah.
he's not willing to adapt and then you see him change. You see him change, and to see that effort being put, I think it should inspire a lot of
Mm.
like older people, just like, oh, you know what, like listen to your kids, they're the
Yeah,
future
yeah, yeah.
also, as much as you disapprove them, as much as you don't like what they want to do, but I think you should always give them a chance, and
Yeah.
then like who knows, they might come back very very successful, even though they disobeyed you. Yeah, so I think I got that out of the kid from Big Apple,
Yeah,
really.
be like older parents or
Mhm.
should be in the lives of their children
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
it becomes better, you get closer and stuff.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's really just about not restricting your children into something they don't want to do.
Yeah.
It's always something you have to encourage them. Like, really, I think the main selling point for why children, or like children, like a children like me and Kevin, I think when I feel encouraged by my parents to do something, and what with warning, I'm encouraged to do something, but with warning, I feel more confident to like do it. I feel less restricted, in that
Mm.
sense. And I think more people should like follow this. And yeah, okay, but let's talk about the whole reception for the kid from Big Apple.
The whole reception.
Yeah.
Mm.
Alright, like so far from what I see from the consensus, I think most people thought it was okay, it was pretty decent.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the reviews are like they say that it's I think it's good. It's like generally very positive.
Yeah,
Just from what I
pretty
see.
much, pretty much positive. But I felt, yeah, it's something we've sort of seen before.
Yeah, yeah. I think the West has done something like this. Is like fish out of water
Yeah,
kind of movie. Yeah.
yeah. I think the fish out of water thing is good, but I think not in our context. I've never really seen something
Yeah.
like
So
this.
it's still like a new take on the fish out of water. It's like the Malaysian take on it. You know.
Yeah, but then again, but I was generally fine with it, even though I remember really liking it the first time.
Mm.
And then, okay, yeah, but then so Kevin, like, do you come about seeing it recently, or like have you seen it like a
I
few years
seen it
ago?
recently, only like this week.
Oh, you saw it this week. Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw it way before
Yeah.
already.
I didn't see it
So
when
yeah,
it first came out. Yeah.
yeah, I saw it. I saw it during class, and I saw the second one in cinemas. So yeah, I thought
Mhm.
I thought that was I thought it was I was like, oh yeah, I kind of like this local movie. I think I'll see the sequel.
Yeah.
Then I saw it. I was like, yeah, I was kind of disappointed.
Mm-mm.
But
But I think one thing I want to kind of talk about the movie is like the director mentioned is that she mentioned that how she feels that social media takes a precedence. No, I don't know. Takes a central control in like kids' lives,
mm-hmm.
and she wanted to bring it up in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
and of course like technology is like, oh, I think it's a plot point. I say an
Mm-hmm.
obstacle
Yeah, yeah.
because it's like the kid, it's like Sarah, yeah, her name is Sarah. She's like very into like social media. And later on in the movie, she gets into trouble with the grandfather because like she posted like pictures that are embarrassing for the grandfather.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it doesn't look good on his name.
Yeah, it doesn't look good for him. So what do you think about that? Because it's like, do you think it's a good like presentation of like the bad side of social media?
Mm, it becomes bad when you don't have permission.
That's true. That's
Yeah, it
true.
becomes bad when you don't have permission, because I think generally if you take photos of your parents and all, you always ask them for permission where you're gonna post it, because like who knows, sometimes you have a lot of followers on Instagram or something,
Mm.
or whatever social media platform, and then you post it up, then their friends see, and not everyone's very in not everyone is very secure about themselves,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
like some people are very insecure about themselves, and that's fine, and everyone should ask permission whether they can post it or not,
Mm.
and just
Mm.
like not post what they like. So yeah, it did show a bad side of social media to me. And yeah, I felt the kid was at fault, but also it's something the grandfather's not really used to,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know. Yeah,
Mm.
but it is. I mean, some of the stuff, they were embarrassing. Yeah, they were quite embarrassing,
Mm.
but it's what's the word? Mm, it's it's something to be learned. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
basically something to be learned about. Yeah, and I remember very vividly about like how Sarah and her mom first arrived, and
Mm.
then like the impression of like the grandfather was like it was really not good, right?
Yeah. I think she was uncomfortable
Yeah,
seeing grandfather.
yeah.
Mm.
It was really yeah. It was pretty. It was really like hard. It was really like oh okay. It was quite a good like moment to capture to like really drive the whole story.
Mm.
Just to leave the daughter with the grandfather and then like oh yeah, okay. And then what Sarah has a friend in that flat. What was his name again?
I don't remember.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah,
don't
yeah.
remember.
But that boy, yeah, he was really like he was really energetic, he's very enthusiastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Apao. Apao.
Apao, yeah,
Yes.
Apao, yeah. I really do like his drive a lot, and his presence in the movie is really really felt
Yeah.
quite a lot. So yeah,
He's the comic relief, right?
yeah,
Comic
he's
relief
basically he's
character.
basically the comic relief
Mm.
of the kid from Big Apple, and yeah, I think that's pretty much like that's it for me. I think there's really nothing much to say.
I think there's a bit more. I think like the whole Apao. I think Apao has a bit of a story arc himself in the movie. It's like
Mm.
his father is a bit distant.
Oh
His
yeah, yeah,
father
yeah.
is a bit distant, and then they like this whole story of how he kind of he got an iPad from Sifu.
Yeah, yeah,
He got an iPad from Sifu, and then his parents thought he stole it, and then they kind of caned him. They caned
yeah.
him.
That was.
That was really kind of painful to watch. It,
It's so sad because when someone gives you a good nice gesture, like oh
mm,
yeah, I'm gonna give you an iPad, and like the worst, then you obviously would think the worst of thing of that your
yeah,
kid did, and that is to steal something.
yeah, and then the I think the dad got a bit closer with Apao. I think this is
Yeah.
kind of I think Asian dads tend to I feel that they tend to be a bit distant,
Yeah.
and I think
From.
this does show it. I think this is I guess a first for me to see, not maybe not the first lah, but maybe I haven't seen it as often
Mm-hmm.
like in Malaysian cinema. So I think that's kind of good to see that this kind of stories that to come out.
Yeah, it does connect with you. Yeah,
Yeah,
it does
yeah,
hit you like oh the Asian dad. It's not always work all the time.
yeah, yeah,
But sometimes you have to. It's not like you can't just like tell your kid what to do all the time. You have to like I said before. You have to encourage them. You have to guide them in a way. But it's not telling them what to do. It's
mm,
more of like giving them options, them trying out as many as they can. And if they like it, yeah, then they like it. Then you can. If they still want to pursue it, go ahead. Really.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and it's really like I just thinking about it. I still remember the time where, when my dad like he sort of like convinced me to go and try out ice hockey. For
mm,
some of you don't know that I play ice hockey,
jeez,
and yeah, so yeah, I remember like I was 15. I just played sports just for the fun of it,
mm-hmm,
and then I was just like, okay, I'll just try out hockey. Since my younger brothers were already playing, and I think after that, after I joined hockey, I had a lot of friends, I had a lot of connections already, and
mm,
yeah, that really felt good. And it's always good to encourage, It's always good to encourage your kids to try out something they may not know that they might like.
yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I agree with
Yeah.
that.
And yeah, I think, but I think okay. Let's talk about the second movie for a bit because I remember like watching it. I was like, yeah, I really missed the first one. Yeah, I,
Okay,
I really kind of missed the first one
I haven't
because
seen it, so
yeah,
enlighten me.
yeah, because the second one is basically the grandfather starts to forget. He starts to lose
Yeah,
memory. He starts
yeah,
to lose his memory like as the movie goes on, and that was also quite. It was a very like it was pretty much like a sob tale like throughout the whole film, and that was also like oh yeah, it's kind of a bummer because it went for more drama than like more of the comedy stuff. I felt.
oh,
Yeah,
okay,
so I was like, yeah, I felt like I didn't feel. I felt like maybe there's a different direction that they wanted to go, But
Mm.
for me, I was just like, yeah, you know what, I can just like see another like Cantonese Chinese drama, Cottage Kid Kid from Big Apple 2. Yeah, I'm sorry, but yeah,
Oh no.
I just really preferred the first one.
Mm.
Solely for that reason. And yeah, so like, and there are like some really good scenes in there that really precede the first film, but because really I I think I think the grandfather he played, he's really like restricted, and not only like, okay, you know, the Asian drama, like he not only he doesn't only shout and all into, like, he doesn't shout at his family member like every Asian drama, whatever, but you know, there's some parts where like he was really like internally, like he was really confused, like, oh, like when he when he forgets something, and then Sarah comes and telling like, oh, you already did it already, then he's just like thinking, oh, I already did it already.
Mm.
So yeah,
Mm.
then later on it got worse and worse, and then what, the whole family was, they started to get used to it, you know. So it was quite, that was quite a it was quite a tough watch. It was quite a it's quite a sad thing to watch, but at the same time I was kind of disappointed when I
Mm.
saw it. So yeah.
Okay.
And
Is
mm,
Apao in the film?
okay, this one I do not remember. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, but
Maybe that's why.
I think he was.
I think I did see him in the trailer. I
I
did.
think it was, but yeah, I don't remember him much in the second one. Maybe not at all. I don't know. But yeah, guys,
It's
yeah.
just, I guess it's kind of like sequels that have a tonal shift is like it just feels kind of weird, right? When they do it.
I think skills that have a tonal shift, I think it's good. It's going a different direction than
Mm.
usual. You know, instead of getting the same movie again.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they should be encouraged to go for a tonal shift. But I felt like, you know, the route they went, is probably not my thing, I guess.
Mm.
Yeah.
Is it? Are there any parts of the movie that are still like funny? Or...
Oh yeah, there are like some funny bits, some like heartwarming bits, but it's mostly it's quite sad, you know.
Mm. Is it
Yeah.
like a sad movie? Or, like did it end sad?
Yeah, it ended kind of sad, but you also
Oh
like,
no, he dies, doesn't he?
oh no, 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 maybe.
Oh no. I do like the characters, you know. I do actually do.
Yeah.
I do like I do believe that this is like I do believe the characters are real, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah. And then like also like, were you around for the talk when Jess Teong came? Like the director, she came, and then she talked about like how she built the set and how she directed
Oh
this
no,
movie.
I kind of I think I missed it.
Okay, all right,
Did
yeah.
you go to that one?
I didn't, but I did get some like some interesting facts from her, and that was, you know, and this is her first movie.
Yeah.
The kid from Big
Yes.
Apple, this
Yes,
is
it
her
is.
first movie, and she's in her 50s. So that really just says like, you don't have to have directed something at like 22 or
Yeah.
something, you know.
So Adam, we how many years we got left? 30 more years.
Oh god, yeah, 30 more years it is, but yeah. And then like, and then she was explaining, you know, like how the flat, that entire flat,
Yeah.
it wasn't actually like it wasn't like like a lot of people over there, they weren't actually locals, you know. They weren't actually like local Chinese or Malaysians, you know.
Yeah,
They were
yeah.
actually they were
Like
it was
some of the Taiwanese, I
no,
remember.
actually it was actually a lot of foreigners, you know, a lot of like
Oh.
a lot of like the Bangladeshi workers, the lot of the more like the lower class like foreigners, they were all staying there. So you
Mm.
know, they sort of like had to accommodate everyone, and put them, and they had to like give them a place to stay for like
During
for
the
yeah,
shoots, right?
throughout the whole shooting process.
Mm.
And then they repainted the entire flat.
No.
They
Oh.
repainted the
Okay.
entire flat like crazy, yeah.
Mm.
And then eventually, they were worried that they had to repaint it back to the way it was. Then
Mm.
in the end, once they came back to the flat, they were like, "Oh yeah, you know what? I kind of prefer this look." You know, and like,
Yeah.
yeah, they
Yeah.
sort of went with it. So yeah, and yeah, they had to refurbish a lot of the stuff at the flat
Mm.
to make it look like it's that setting. So yeah, that's just like some interesting trivia
Mm.
for you.
Mhm.
Yeah, so just like two, like I don't really know much about trivia, but yeah, those are just some of the two ones that could be really interesting. Something that I feel very encouraged. Seeing this like, oh, what, like people really do go through the troubles just to make a movie, and it
Yeah.
still really inspires me.
Like there's a lot of
So
things
really.
that the public eye doesn't see when
Mm-hmm.
a movie comes out. Like people can just watch a movie, but they don't know what happens
Mm-hmm.
behind the scenes.
To get the movie. So yeah, whether it's like knocking on their doors and just saying, "Oh, can we use your flat just to like shoot a movie or something?
Yeah.
Is that okay?" Is that okay? Then just like, "Oh yeah, sure, I
Mm-hmm.
guess." Yeah, but usually 10% of the time that works. That, "Oh yeah, sure, you can come and shoot. Yeah, just come in. I'll accommodate you."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just like hearing that, it really just like this one really inspired me when I was reading up on it, when I found out that the director was coming to Sunway just for a workshop, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So yeah, that was really good stuff. Okay.
I'm just wondering where was I when it happened. I
Yeah.
think I think was I think something was going on.
Mhm.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I guess that's about it for the kid from Big
Mhm.
Apple.
Oh,
Unless
same
you
here.
have something else to say, Adam.
Everybody watch Roll. And also, also,
I
also,
mean,
also,
you know what he's gonna say.
yes, I have seen Tenet
Review when?
next week.
I actually don't know. Depends on how
Depends.
depends on how we order the episodes.
Depends. So yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So yeah, this guy has seen Tenet. I'm gonna see soon. I hope. Yeah.
Also, I've seen it twice already.
Not surprised.
No lah. But yeah, okay, I'll give you guys a review next time. Haha.
Okay. So this is it. We hope you enjoyed this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we hope you enjoyed it. And then I was Kevin, and this was Adam. Thank you for tuning in once again. Right?
All right. And we'll see you
Goodbye.
guys. Bye bye.
See you
And
guys.
sorry, I'm also sorry that you have mask on this entire episode. So, yeah.
Oh, like the
So
song.
no, like yeah,
Nice.
the not the song, Kevin. Okay, but yeah, we have like mask on throughout the
Yeah.
entire video. So yeah, but do tune into our podcast. If you're listening to us on Spotify, thank you so much. If you're seeing us on YouTube, we're so sorry that you're seeing us with a mask right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just
It
it's
just
just procedure.
happens.
Yeah, it's just procedure. Probably just for today, but don't tell it to anyone. Haha.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
alright.
that's it.
And that's it.
Goodbye.
Bye.